Hi everyone, welcome to the Sweet Talk tonight. I am your host, Mattina, and today is Monday, September 27th, 2021, and I am going solo tonight. I've been so busy teaching computer science this year. I'm really having fun, but I'm still trying to get into a groove because it's my first time teaching in a few years. Probably 2 years. So, and I'm in rotation, so I'm trying to get used to the schedule and everything. So things have been hectic, but I still want to be able to share with you on the Sweet Talk. So today I'm going to do that. So right now I am going to share a little bit about digital breakouts and how they can be used to for icebreakers with your students, and also to promote different skills. And also I want to share with you some of my Google Classroom tips that I've been using so far with my class. So with that being said, I am going to juggle this computer and another computer and share my screen. So please be patient. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is go over a few tips for Google Classroom. So what I'd like to share is I am currently managing 8 different classes this year for this marking period. So every marking period, I get a new set of students, and that's a new set of classes that I have to create. So, and I'm teaching computer science. And my classes are 4 classes for 7th grade and 4 classes for 8th grade. So what I want to do is really share with you some of my tips that I'm finding very helpful in managing all of the posts and the classes that I am creating. So I'm going to be looking at my other computer. So let me put this in full screen. Okay. So as you can see here, I am in another account here, and I have the class card page open. And these are my current classes here that I am teaching. So there's for 8th grade and then for 7th grade. Now that's a lot to manage, especially if I'm posting the same assignment in each of the classes. So what I did was I created a master class, and thank goodness I did, because everything in this master class has been reused in my active classes. So in my master class, I just click on the classwork page, and you can see here that I have things or posts organized by topics. So that's my second Google Classroom tip. Organize your posts by topics so that students can easily find them, and direct them to the classwork page. Definitely direct them to the classwork page. I see a lot of students finding things on the stream. I always tell them go to the classwork page. So they go to the classwork page and they find everything in topics. So here's a topic for virtual work, and I'm grouping topics by month. So I have September, and then within my topic, I numbered my assignments. So darn easy. It's just easier to reference them and direct them to assignment number 10 rather than reciting the whole title of the assignment. So I have my topics, and then I have my posts numbered. And what I usually do is I have things pinned to the top. So all of my posts that are important, they're pinned to the top of the page. So this do now topic will always be at the top in my classes. And these are just different, I didn't use this particular assignment, so I just kept it, and I wanted to save it, so I just made its own topic, did not use. So if I go to another class and I click on the classwork page, you can see that the do now appears at the top of the student's class page. So I always want this to be up at the top, so I could drag it to the top, or I can just take out the topic. So if I do that, let me go back into my masterclass, and I click on classwork, and if I remove this topic in this post, all right, I can take this out and say no topic and hit save. Now that post gets pinned to the top of the classwork page. So that's another tip that you can do. If you want students to see something right away, don't assign it a topic. It will get pinned to the top of the classwork page. So what I'm going to do is edit this post. I'm going to assign it my topic for do now. I'm going to click save. And now that post is not pinned to the top of the classwork page, rather it is in the do now topic. So right there, I just gave you about 4 or 5 quick little tips for Google Classroom. I always tell the kids to work in the classwork page. Another tip that you can do is tell your students to bookmark the class card page. I always see students in my class type in Google Classroom. They're doing a Google search for Google Classroom. They're actually doing this. If I could type. They're always going to the search results and they're clicking on Google Classroom. Rather than do this, I've been telling my students to bookmark the class card page. Simply go over to the star here, and you're going to want to, let me remove this. You're going to want to bookmark this, and then you can actually add it to the bookmark bar. And when you add it to the bookmark bar, you will see a Google Classroom icon appear there. Now, my bookmark bar is full, so I'm going to put this in my daily folder. Okay, so you can see my bookmark bar is full here. But I've been telling them to bookmark the classroom page so that they can go to that bookmark and go to any class at that point from that class card page. Another tip that I've been finding very helpful is in the classwork, I have a topic for class resources. And in here, I have a material post. And in my material post, I have a Google Doc. Now, my Google Doc is going to just show basic information that really doesn't change. My website, information about my robotics club, my computer science expectations, and getting started presentation. Some of these things will not change throughout the year. So I created a Google Doc with this information in here. I showed the students where to go to find this information in case they need to share it with their parents. And that way I can easily add more information to it. So this I'm finding very, very helpful as well, using the document as a class resource material post in my class master class or CS master class. So after I have my master class all set up and ready to go, what I can do at that point is go into my classroom, my valid classroom, click on the classwork page. I can click reuse, and now I can see I want to reuse some of these posts from my master class. So I can simply figure out which post I want to reuse. I'll just say this one. I don't want to post it live because this is actually a live class. But you can see here that my title, my directions, my link is all the same. The points, whether it's out of 100 or ungraded, The topic is also saved. So this is a great time saver. You may have to, depending on what your attachments are or your links in your assignment, you may have to modify them accordingly, depending on what your activity is or what your post is. So this might need to be revised if that's what you need to do with your students. But other than that, if you don't have to revise it, you can post it and assign it. I can schedule this. This has been coming in so handy as well. I've been scheduling my assignments to get posted live about 5 minutes before the class starts, and I get an email notification that that post has been successfully posted. So that's another great tip that you can try with your students when you're using Google Classroom. So boy, I gave you more than I thought I was going to give you, but that's just some basic tips that I'm finding very helpful. And of course, you can find more information and more tips in my new book called Stepping Up to Google Classroom, which is available on Amazon. Now, my next topic that I want to share with you are digital breakouts. So this is a digital breakout, and digital breakouts allow students to work together, team build, problem solve, really communicate, and really support the 4 C's of education. So this particular breakout I created using all Google tools, and it really focuses on computer science. So here's my homepage. It basically tells you it's a scavenger hunt and that the students need to unlock the code to solve the challenge. The questions are posted here on the question page, and the students have to answer these questions, and the answer will be the combination to the lock. So there's 5 locks in this particular breakout. The students have to look up the answers, work together to figure out what the answers could be. And then once they have their answers documented in a Google Doc, they can go to the locks page. And the locks page is going to really be a Google form. And hopefully my Google form shows up. It's still loading, so give it a second. The form is going to validate whether the students have the correct code. So let's see here. Hopefully it loads. And it doesn't look like it's going to load. All right. So let me see if I can reload the page again. So hold on a minute. I'm going to go to see if I can reload it. So here's the home page. And if I go to the locks page, hopefully it'll load the form. No. Well, anyway, it's a Google form, and the Google form will validate whether the students found the correct answers to the questions to unlock the locks or to open the locks. So basically what I used are data validation rules. And if the students entered something in incorrectly, then it told them try again. And if they entered the code incorrectly, then they would go to that next question. So they would know right away whether the code was wrong or not. And I'm kind of disappointed that my form's not displaying here. So I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on here. But digital breakouts are a great way to engage kids in an activity that would normally, I don't know, it just gives them some type of movement, engagement. They're talking to each other, they're looking up information. It is such a great activity. I used it today to align with my cybersecurity lesson. So it actually was nice because they were able to, some of the kids were able to break out and solve the code. So they kind of understood what hacking was, using a digital breakout. So it's a nice activity to use with the students, especially at the beginning of the year. It gets them up and moving and talking and getting to know each other. It's kind of like an icebreaker. So this website I created using, like I said, Google Sites. I used Google Forms for the data validation. And I did have in there originally, I was using Google Sheets, but I ended up taking the information from the sheet and just inserting it into the page on the website. So I just wanted to go over some of that with you so that you can see how to set up your Google Classroom so that it's easier for you to manage, and hopefully give it a try with the Breakout. Like I said, I used Google Sites, I used the Google form with data validation, and I shared the link with the students in Google Classroom, and that was it. And then the students were up and talking, and they were participating in the activity. So with that being said, I am going to close up the show tonight. I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank Mote for providing the Sweet Talkers with a link to sign up for an extra 2 months of premium subscription. So I want to thank them for that. I am actually going to find that link, and I'm going to post it into the comments. So give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So the Mote link for you to sign up to get an extra 2 months of free premium subscription is right here in the comments. So let me get this in here. All right, that's your form for Mote. And I also partnered up with Helperbird so that you can receive a free premium subscription to Helperbird. The only thing that you have to do is type in the Sweet Talk in the checkout as the code. So I will put this in the chat as well. And you can hopefully sign up and take advantage of these great promotional items. And what I'd like to do is share my screen. So let me share. All right, so if you want, you can visit my website, thesweettalk.com, and you will be able to see the latest and greatest episode that was on the Sweet Talk. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, join my Facebook group, follow me on Twitter, follow my blog, subscribe to the Sweet Talk on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and my newsletter. You can also be a guest on my show. Right now, I'm taking requests for January 2022. So you can check out the guest inquiry form. If you'd like to become a sponsor on my show, you can fill out the sponsorship form, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I am so thankful that I have so much support from people around the world to support my show. Thank you to Helperbird, Alice Keeler, Mote, Screencastify, Texthelp, Cami, Slidesmania, and Streamyard for your support and paying it forward to other people. You can also check out, let me scroll down here, my new book, Teaching with Google Jamboard. It's about how to use Google Jamboard in the classroom with your students. And with that being said, I am going to stop sharing my screen. And I hope you found this episode helpful. I really wanted to give you quick, short tips on using Google Classroom and a digital breakout. And if anyone has any questions about the digital breakout, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Have a great night. Bye.